مباشرة إلى العنوان الثاني في العنوان الآخر، نعم، الطاقة البديلة مقترح لخفض تكلفة الإنتاج في سلطنة عمان. تقدمها الدكتورة سوسن بنت سعيد الريامية، وهي مديرة مركز عمان للهيدروجين OHC بالجامعة الالمانية للتكنولوجيا في عمان. الدكتورة سوسن عملت في الجامعة الألمانية للتكنولوجيا كأستاذ مساعد في عام 2014 قبل الانضمام إلى مجلس البحث العلمي كباحثة في الطاقات المتجددة، وفي عام 2015 شغلت منصب خبير الطاقات المتجددة. في عام 2019 في مجلس البحث العلمي، وتم اختيارها أيضا كمديرة لهذا البرنامج وإيجاد أيضا في وزارة التعليم العالي والبحث العلمي والابتكار من مارس 2021 حتى فبراير 2022. السيرة الذاتية تطول للدكتورة. دعونا باسمكم جميعا نرحب بالدكتورة سوسن.
السلام عليكم. سعادتك صباح الخير والحضور الكريم. شكرا على الدعوة. From now I will turn to be for English. I hope I'm just trying if I can. Yes. So it's working. At the beginning, thank you for Dr. Yahya for his presentation. Of course, energy efficiency is the key. Before we are doing any alternative source of energy, we should control the energy itself. And today I would like to cover the story journey of hydrogen here in Oman in high level. Why do we need hydrogen? The introduction about Oman Hydrogen Center, and few recommendation from my side and LBST, one of our partner there in Germany. So the hydrogen economy in Oman, at the beginning I would like to go through this slide, which it is the journey of Oman Hydrogen Center. At the beginning, I'm sure not everybody aware what is Oman Hydrogen Center. For further detail, you could log into www.ohc.om. It is domains, and you can follow us with all this news. And if you want to contact us, you can contact us through the website. Drop to us an email, and you could request whatever you like. At least within 2 weeks, you will find an answer, maximum. So the center started in 2018, theoretically, where the idea was generated from our previous rector, Professor Michael Modrigal. And then it's been approved 2019. It's been recognized by more than 5 ministers here, which means Oman Hydrogen Center is needed at that time, that they are seeing the potential there. And it moved to a pandemic situation where many things has been affected, not only research here. And on May 2022, they hired a new director, which I've been honored to be that one. We have a new vision and mission revised and recommended from myself. Key partner, more than 10 industrial key partner and 1 education research institute center. And we have 3 projects that was being accomplished by December. Our mission is to lead and to become a hub in MENA region by 2025, and that will be reflected with our partner who are strongly connected with RICRI, located in Cairo, and Irizin, located in Morocco. Our mission is mainly focused in hydrogen economy. We are looking for the research element, and this is our structure. And our focus area is mainly for R&D, innovation, education, networking, communication, hydrogen economy. In 2022, we started mainly in techno-economic model and ICV. We are focusing more on that 2 elements. In the networking communication also, it's covered in 2022. And for academic program, we are working on that. In basic research or applied research, I think we already started with 2 concepts. And starting from treated water, produced water or wastewater treatment. For the coming plan for 2023, we are mainly focusing in R&D and innovation and hydrogen economy. That means the techno-economic and the R&D sector. For those who are interested, you could reach us and we can discuss it further. One of the other achievements that has been launched in Oman Hydrogen Summit in December, one of the biggest hydrogen events here in Oman, which I invite everybody who are interested to understand hydrogen situation to join us this year in December, I guess. They did not yet announce it, but I'm sure it will take place in this year. It is an event that you could really learn and build a networking and understand what's going on here in Oman in a year for hydrogen-related business. That report, it's been together with DII, Amina Hydrogen Alliance with Cornelius, and it covered the potential of hydrogen transition of the ports here in Oman. So for those who are interested about learning more about the ports and the potential position of the port here in Oman, I advise you just to download it from Asyad website or from our website directly, the publication. From the building capacity and the focus, I thought that produced water is still quite highly challenging here in Oman. The cost is quite expensive when you are doing any treatment. We selected zinc oxide because it's quite practical and we could achieve 65% of the efficient to achieve under optimal conditions. That's only from irradiation from direct sun. And for further detail, we could also provide you more into it. And this project has been realized into the 44th IEE Riyadh last week. We have been presenting this work. From building capacity with the limited resources we have, we always love to contribute on social contribution. And if you sum all of these numbers, which it is reflecting the people involved in the activity, they are not mainly from JUTEC or German University of Technology in Oman. We quite open it sometimes for people from outside whenever we have the chances. I want to highlight the last one, which is the Suhar Board Decarbonization Project. We have been win a project jointly with Suhar Board when the two culture melted between Dolph University and German University of Technology, and the project was towards the decarbonization of Suhar Board because they are facing quite serious problem when it comes to energy source, and we able to deliver it with less than 2.5 months. These are the events that we are contributing into it within this short period, and we usually support people who are asking for the support somehow, not in local level, not in regional level, also in international level. Now the energy transition. So that's who are we, and now to Oman energy transition way. As we can see that Oman depending 100% oil and gas somehow when it comes to energy sources. But in 2018, we are trying to shift to be more into renewable energy. And starting from 2022 or 2020, actually, the people start to think more about alternative source of energy or economy in Oman. And with this, where hydrogen take a place to be one of the most recommended path to be followed toward that direction. So why hydrogen? I'm personally from the group who believe it's better not to put your egg in one basket, and it's better to diverse your resource of energy. So mixed energy might be the magic word that you could always achieve energy security. These are the value chain usually for the hydrogen. You start with up production, start from renewable energy. If we all think that hydrogen is coming from a water resource, so it's driven electrical, then the production process itself, the storage system, the transportation and distribution, which people start to argue if storage and transportation is quite similar, because you are eventually going to face the same problem. You will transport the hydrogen from A to Z, so you will need a temporary storage anyway, and that will cost you money, and a safety standard is needed. Then the application, which it is the end user demand, which it is driven our own market in our opinion. The certification here is a quite challenging topic. I recall that 2019, when I used to be in a ministerial meeting in Tokyo, it's still being discussed if there will be an international standard for a certification or not. Until today, I guess they are starting to reduce the standard to match something doable. And this is the only way that we could secure the market. So for me personally, I believe if we think about hydrogen here in Oman, besides the local demand that we could implement some of them, I personally believe the hydrogen should be driven by market and end user demand. One of the applications that it is a hot topic here is in Oman is steel, which we are, as JUTEC, are involved into it as Oman Hydrogen Center, is the steel production. The thinking within coming years, perhaps we will need to go with the green products sometimes. So who will pay the bill at the end? It's also a question mark. Who will bring the green energy toward the green process towards a green projects? So we thought if it's still turned to be a green product, we have to sell it. So again, the market demand is interest element to be added in our calculation. But what is the green source of energy? Is renewable energy alone is enough or not? The journey of hydrogen here in Oman. It started in 2019 with one initiative, one symposium, just as a breaking up awareness here in Oman. Before 2019, I think there is a talk about hydrogen in industrial level, that at least based on my knowledge, but it's not in a public level, that nobody heard too much in university or in government level like other, not in energy sector, heard about hydrogen. Then they decided to launch first symposium there in German University of Technology, and at the same time they launching Oman Hydrogen initiatives, which turned to be Oman Hydrogen Center somehow. 2020, the government took the lead under the Ministry of Oil and Gas, which turned to be 2020, the Ministry of Oil and Gas on August, as we all recall and remember. At that time, they are making the national hydrogen study here in Oman, and they are leading it with a joint force between a team from the ministry and the team from the Research Council before it's merged to be the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation. In 2021, they established the National Hydrogen Alliance that I will explain on the second slide. And you can see from the message I want to cascade from this slide, that Oman is seriously moving toward the implementation or deploying of hydrogen. They start very slow from a concept, and then it turned to be a royal decree, and then it turned by a certain action in 2022, is just after the pandemic situation, where hydrogen has been launched. 2023, which all people, our colleagues there, are busy for the first bid round for hydrogen projects. Main objective for hydrogen economy, in our opinion here, is the energy security. It's one of the driven for the green firm energy. For the diversification of local economics is not to rely only on oil and gas. Toward decarbonization, if the industry is there, it's not sure that heat will be enough. Some processes need a huge amount of energy. So at that time, perhaps towards net zero emission 2050, we don't say that hydrogen will be the magic resource to make it happen. We say hydrogen could play a role to replace, because if even you depend on photovoltaic, you still have intermittency for certain application in the industry. You cannot depend on non-firm source of energy. So the merit that hydrogen might have is how do you store it in certain sense. Capabilities development, some of infrastructure here, we mean about capability or capacity is the human beside the infrastructure, so some of them need to be adapted, supporting R&D and innovation, Hopefully this is the role of this university, including UTAS, which I feel it's one of the potential here in Oman. It's a governmental unit. It is very full equipped with resources, technical people. So I think it's an interest part when it comes to capability building. Returning back to High Fly Alliance, Hydrogen Alliance. It was established in August and it was founded by 50 members. You can see from the logos are mainly driven by industry. Only 2 universities are there, which we are lucky to be part of it. And we are there to support whenever have been asked. So we are part of task forces if it's been formed. We are there to give our advice. We are there to support the demand. The main things is to align the effort in an effective integrated national project. The national R&D roadmap has been discussed, if I didn't mistake it, 2 weeks ago, together with the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation and the Ministry of Energy and Oil. It was, in my opinion, successful workshop where we put the element together, what is the urgent or what, when we recommended the most urgent element, what is the top urgent R&D pillar that it could be or should be considered. Local drivers of hydrogen in Oman, we faced the problem when any investor came to Oman, they're quite confused. Who is key players in Oman? What is the role of each pillars in Oman? So thanks for the ministry and the key players here that they just put it, which a source is Hydrum here, that the policymaker regulations with the ministry orchestrating the whole things is a Hydrum, infrastructure, it's a OQ, Marafiq and others, and then when it comes to deployer, again OQ, alternative energy. When it comes to the shipping, it's Asyad. As you can see, Oman Hydrogen Center starts a little bit from the end, from shipping, and we are welcoming any further study together with our colleague from a different university, because I think when it comes to hydrogen, it's quite interdisciplinary, it is quite wide major. One element, one pillar, one major could not really cover it. Announced project or initiatives are here in Oman. At least we announced the phase 1 is a remarkable area here in Oman, and we realized that the investors are quite interested to come and start to ask more and more about it. Supply chain and resources. This is perhaps my key message I want everybody to go home with, honestly. When we say energy demand, it's if we believe that renewable energy is playing X percentage here in the world to demand it, you will be surprised how much percentage of solar energy is there or wind energy is there. Oil and gas cannot be just eliminated from the whole story. Even some industrial area, it could be from the oil and gas sector itself. So we cannot just eliminate that sector because we wanted to do the net zero emissions. And the critical minerals demand that is supporting the sector itself is crucial here. Example, if someone came and said, I will build a wind turbine, welcome, it is all the steel and alloys there, which it is there. If they say we want to do solar energy, it is semiconductor. Semiconductor, some of them are rare elements as well. Glass is there in the concept. So it is a life cycle rather than to say, this is my end product, now I can generate for you a green energy. But the process to build a model of solar thermal, at least we need a huge energy to synthesize or fabricate the semiconductors material itself till we build the whole module. That means we cannot just focus in energy, in my opinion, is a time for other task force team or other people who are major with materials and others to focus in minerals and their adoptions. And you will be surprised how much elements that will be affecting your work, and some of them are just geopolitical perspective. What I want to cascade here is for economics, hydrogen supply will depend on entire supply chain. So for hydrogen, it's not just bullet point A to Z. Unfortunately, hydrogen is quite complicated subject, and you need to overcome the challenge with clear roadmaps. And I think what the government is doing is quite impressive in my opinion. And I think our role as experts and researcher is to cascade or reflect reality and truth regardless. And we know that the market sometimes is driven our products in case not to ship a liquid hydrogen, to ship ammonia, then their certification safety element is also playing a role. Eventually, you have to combine all this story with dollar sign and to find if this economically visible or not. Inshallah. This is the determinants of the success for F-Taker and their requirements. And our recommendation is to consider refining the market approach to further improve Oman value creation along the entire value chain. So this is the message, and of course we welcome the collaboration or the networking again and again. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you a very successful, constructive discussion. Thank you.